good, fellas? Welcome back to the Paul Watson Project. I'm your host, Walker Bruns. Week 7's in the books. Week 8 is yet to come. That means we're halfway through the regular season, halfway to the playoffs. How's your team looking? I know mine needs some swagger back. It's time to get some wins. I know I'm not going to lose many more throughout the season. Good game to Zach. I know I lost to the worst team in the league, but that's in the past now. Week 8, second half of the season is what it's all about. Before we go any farther, let's take a quick look back at Week 7 at the Quick Hits with Jake.
Quick Hits of the Week.
All right, now for the players of the week for Week 7. Our QB, Joe Burrow, with 39.24 points. The wide receiver for the second week in a row goes to Jamar Chase with 29 points. The running back of the week goes to Josh Jacobs with 35 points. And the tight end goes to George Kittle with 18.8 points. Fellas, it was a great Week 7. Looking forward to Week 8. And these were your quick hits.
Thank you, Jake. I always enjoy that segment, looking back at the previous week's highlights. And we had a good week last week. Before we go farther in our show, we've got a special segment for you. Let's throw it over to Taco for Taco's Bold Predictions.
Thank you, Walker. Here are my Taco's Bold Predictions. Number 1, Bozier will win the Sacco. Number 2, Nick Lane will make the playoffs. 2 words, Josh Jacobs. Number 3, Jake Bellwood will play Ryan Long in the championship. Number 4, Bozier will trade someone else, a good player on his team. Mahomes, Andrews, you name it, good player on his team, he'll trade it. Number 5, a team with 7 or more losses will make the playoffs. I predict maybe myself or Austin. Number 6, Walker Bruns will not make the playoffs this year. Number 7, Zach Tinsley will play Bozier in the Sacco.
And finally, Zach and Bozier literally made Travis the top 4 team in the league. Can I just say, what are we doing? Travis, we know, sends us crappy trades. But for some reason, every single time we see them, we say, okay, maybe. But Bozier says, alright, I'll trade you my best player. See you later. We are giving Travis one of the best rosters in the league. Zach Tinsley and Bozier, you have literally given him the best team in the league. Gets me to the point where I almost want to retire. I don't get it. I drafted well. I had a good roster. I traded some of mine to Jake Bellwood. I think I got Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. That's going to go well, I hope. But how does he keep doing this? Why do we just keep giving him all of our good players? The 2 that gave him all their best players are going to be at the bottom of this league. They're going to be in the Sacco. I got myself out of the Sacco because I don't trade with Travis. Please.
Well, Taco's bold predictions definitely were bold, to say the least. We're going to keep on moving in our show here. This week's special guest, who's going to dive into detail with each of the games with me, is Jake Bozier. But you guys know the drill. Before we get there, we got to go over to Travis for this week's matchup power rankings.
Hey guys, welcome back to our power rankings matchups for Week 8. I'm sick, but we're going to start out with number 6, Cool Runnings versus Roger Goodell. Number 10 in the league versus number 8 in the league. Zach versus Nick. Now this is our 2020 champion Nick versus our 2021 league champion Zach. And while that sounds like a lot of fun, in 2022, I'm not really sure this matters at all. Number 5, Dude Looks Like a Brady versus Woody's Roundup. Number 7 in the league versus number 11 in the league. Bozier versus Austin. Bozier coming off a tough loss last week there to Ryan. And Austin, poor Austin, 2-5 with the 3rd most points scored of anyone in this league. But this is his last chance. Can he make a move? Number 4, Prison Mike versus Assault and Battery. Number 12 in the league versus number 2. Taco versus Bellwood. This one spoke to me. Feels like something special about this matchup. It's been a long time since Tacos had a W. Can he get a big upset here? Number 3, Cobra Kyler versus Asset Playground. Number 6 versus number 9, Alex versus Walker. Now, our beloved host of the Paul Watson Project weekly show, Mr. Walker Bruns, has been talking an awful lot of smack about the state of Alex Day's roster. At one point, I believe he predicted Alex would not win another game. Yet here he sits, having taken Walker's place at number 6. Can Walker take it back? Number 2, Say My Name versus Not My Chubby. Number 4 in the league versus number 5 in the league. Ryan versus David? What? These guys were both 1 and 2. They've won 3 out of 4 games. They are smoking hot right now. Only 5 teams have winning records, these being 2 of them. Whoever wins this game is going to move into a pretty secure top 4 position, while the other one's going to be left fighting with the pack a little more. This should be good. And number 1, a battle of biblical proportions. Oh, fill my cup versus This World Is Not Mahomes. Number 1 in the league versus number 3 in the league. Rob versus Travis. This is Rob's first appearance as Game of the Week, and my second. This is a huge matchup. Rob's coming off his first loss of the season, otherwise has completely dominated. I'm in third, we're separated by 1 game. If I beat Rob, it is possible I can actually trade places with him. I could be in first place. There's a lot of movement here, a lot on the line. I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. Big one this week.
Well, thank you, Travis. Now that the order has been set, the matchups have been revealed. Let's go into detail on each of the games and welcome our special guest, Jake Bozier, onto the show.
Jake Bozier, welcome to I almost said the Magic in the Attic, but welcome to the Paul Watson Project. I'm glad to see you. Glad that you're on. I feel like this is one of your better years in the league. How do you feel about your team? How do you feel about this year? How's it been going?
I wake up every morning. I pee excellence. I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine doing what I do best.
That's what I like to hear. You ready to get into the games and break them down?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get started here with Cool Runnings versus Roger Goodell. What you see here?
We got Zach, who, for whatever reason, he wins the title, but he still sounds like Eeyore and says his team's going to fade away every week. But he's got Carr, which Carr can be sneaky. He'll get you some good points. Walker's obviously stepping up for Seattle, and then he's got a really classic tight end in Zach Ertz. Roger Goodell, let's just put it this way, he's got Tua, Barkley, Jacobs, and Andrews, and all 4 of those guys are absolutely on fire right now. His trade he made to give up Jonathan Taylor to get Barkley was phenomenal.
When I look at Zach's team, it's a team that when I look at it week in and week out, I think this is going to be the lowest scoring team from here on. I'm sorry, Zach, but he better hope that he has me on the schedule more often so his team can break 100. Then I look at Roger Goodell, a team that's on a 2-game win streak here. Looking to make it 3. These running backs are really playing strong. Look for that momentum to continue here. Let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. We got Dude, looks like a Brady, which is yourself, versus Woody's Roundup. What you got?
Well, last week was definitely a down week for Team Bozier, that's for sure. Brady just wasn't himself. Clearly, the divorce is messing him up like crazy. But we had a lot of buys last week and had to do some filling in, and wasn't too pretty. But Brady will be fine this week. He's playing Lamar, so whenever you play Lamar, you're gonna win. You're gonna score a lot of points. Samuel, Brown, Zeke, I think they're gonna have good weeks this week. With Woody's Roundup, he's got Cousins, who is sneaky good. You can ask Travis Stouffer about his crazy stats. He's got them memorized. He's also got St. Brown, who has just came out of nowhere and had a lot of success this year. Cooper is the main guy for the Browns. He's got McLaren and Carter. Carter's the new guy for the Jets with the big injury they had this weekend. So will definitely be very interesting matchup.
Yeah, I agree there. And the bye apocalypse is here, and somehow not one person on your roster has a bye. So I feel like if you're going to have a chance to win in the middle of the bye apocalypse, you got no one on bye. I feel like you got a good shot here. Is Jeff Wilson really going to be a starter from here on out, though? That's my question to you. But then looking at Woody's roundup, this is a team that's centered around Travis Kelce, and now Travis Kelce is out. So where is this roster going to lean on? You better hope Jameis Winston gets injured and Taysom Hill plays, so that way that tight end actually is the quarterback and gives him a chance. All right, let's move on to our number 4 matchup. We've got Prison Mike versus Assault and Battery. Give me the breakdown here.
This is what I call the celebrity lookalike matchup game. We got Zach, who looks like Fitzmagic. You put a beard on Zach, they look exactly alike. And you got Jake Bellwood, who looks like Ed Sheeran. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Shireen. Anyways, it's the whole red hair thing. But with Zach, you've got Josh Allen, who I think is the best quarterback in the league right now. That dude is amazing. You got T. Higgins, who he either comes on strong, comes up big for you, otherwise he's missing. But you also got Dalvin Cook, and he's one of those guys that like kind of random, like Cousins. Like he either has a really good game or it's really bad. And then with Jake's team, he's got Jalen Hurts. I mean, you got the Eagles who are undefeated. Dude's rolling right now. Adams, as long as he doesn't beat up some, picture taker guy, he'll be fine. Then you got Jefferson, who's doing really good. And you got Jalen Waddle. I mean, that's just that wide receiving core is phenomenal. It's probably the best wide receiving core in their league right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I got similar thoughts for sure. Looking at Prison Mike, there was a big trade between these two parties here. And so I think it's interesting. There was a lot of buys last week between the traded players. This week, it's like Jake's old team is playing him. And can they pull out a win? Looking at, Josh Allen and Dalvin Cook on Zach's team, it's just kind of funny. He's going up against Jake this week. And then you're looking at Jake's team, and now he's got Justin Jefferson and Najee Harris. I think this is going to be a nail-biter game. I really do. Yahoo thinks it's going to be a big spread, but I think it's going to be close. I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a big game this week, score 2 touchdowns. It's going to be a good game. Let's move on to our top 3. We've got Cobra Kyler versus Asset Playground.
Well, you got Alex, and I never hear from Alex. I'm starting to wonder if he might be a bot. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he'll reply back for Remember the Titans line, so we'll see. But he's got Kyler Murray. He's got Pittman. He's got Hopkins. He's got the dude from Jacksonville, Etienne, however you say it. But Pittman and Hopkins are they're playing some good football right now, especially Hopkins. He had his coming out party last week, and he was on fire. And then you got Walker. You got this good-looking, sexy dude that plays guitar and, knows all the good songs here and there. And
talking about Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, maybe. We got Trevor Lawrence. That's a very ballsy pick to play quarterback. I like the rolling the dice. So you got Jamar Chase, who is just absolutely phenomenal. You got McCaffrey, who is now with the 49ers, and I think he's going to have some good numbers coming up. And then you got Jonathan Taylor. We'll see what happens, man. You got the new quarterback, Sam Ellinger. He's apparently going to lead the Colts to the promised land. We'll see about that. Should be a decent game, I think.
So tell me this. I know typically we go in order here, but now that we've got Colts insider on the show here, what is Sam Ellinger? Like, what is his style? Is he a gunslinger? Is he just like a dump it off type of dude? What is he?
Well, he's very fast. He's really good at those short passes. His reason he got drafted late was because of his arm strength. They claim it's improved. I don't know. He's already got brownie points with me because he's a Texas grad. So I love the Longhorns and I love the Hoosiers. So anybody from those two schools, I got to show him a lot of love. So we'll see what he does.
Gotcha. Well, appreciate that breakdown there. Looking at Cobra Kyler's team, can Ramondre Stevenson and Etienne really continue to produce? They've been just super hot lately. And like if the Falcons threw the ball more than 10 times a game, I think Kyle Pitts would be a strength of this team, but they just don't throw it enough to give them the volume as good of a player as he is, he just doesn't get the touches. And then looking at my own team, I feel like I've had a lot of bad luck, a string of bad luck, a lot of injuries. And then they tell me Christian McCaffrey and Keenan Allen are going to play, but they really didn't play last week. And so I had to start two guys that weren't really out on the field. But once this team starts coming around, I'm bringing the swagger back. That's why I got the jacket on. My team needs some swagger back. Once they get rolling, my team's going to get rolling. All right, moving on to the top two matchups. We got Say My Name versus Not My Chubby. Give me the breakdown.
Well, this one I call the greasiest name bowl. If you think about their team names, like super greasy. But Dave is just, man, that guy is on fire right now. He's just taking the league by storm. Joe Burrow is just, man, he's just phenomenal right now. He's doing great. And, of course, he's got Tyreek Hill. I mean, Tyreek Hill is an absolute cheetah, man. He is all over the place. And then Montgomery is surprisingly giving him some decent numbers. I know we got a lot of Bears fans on here, so I got to show you a little bit of love there. And then you have Not My Chubby. You got Ryan. The man has a new perspective on life. He's got a woman. He's looking good. He's got his fantasy team where it needs to be. He's just a brand new man. He is rolling. He's got Evans, Mike Evans. He's got Chubb, Fournette, and Kittle. He has so many weapons. Even if he has a bye week with a lot of guys, he is so deep on his roster. Unfortunately, I had to be the last victim of his winning success lately.
Yeah, absolutely. Say My Name. Looking at David's team, this is like the hottest team in the league. And then you say Not My Chubby. You're talking about the new Ryan. You got the two guys that are just on the come up right now. How much juice is really left in the tank, though, for David's team? When I look at it, I don't see a lot of juice there, but it's really hot right now. Then you're looking at Not My Chubby. This team better hope that there are a lot of points scored in the Thursday night game. I know last week there was a lot, but the weeks before that, points were tough to come by. He needs a big week out of that. And it's going to be interesting to see who he plugs into his quarterback spot because he's going to have to pick up somebody to replace Herbert. A big managerial decision there. Let's move to our number one premier matchup of the week. We've got Oh Fill My Cup versus This World Is Not Mahomes. Give me the breakdown.
This is what I call the number one biblical matchup of the week. You got the hymns from Oh Fill My Cup and This World Is Not My Home, Mahomes. Solid. Both these guys combined, they've got like 20 kids. So, I mean, they're making money. Money's growing on trees around them. They're doing great. Rob is undefeated for a reason. He's got Cooper Kupp, which is just that guy. He puts up numbers. He puts like 20 points up every week. I mean, he's always there. He's got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's the king for a reason. The man's hard to stop. Somehow he's winning, though, with Lamar. He's got a love affair with Lamar Jackson. I don't know what it is, but, man, he really loves him. I don't really believe in players who let their mom be their agent for them. So, and then you got Travis, who obviously has Mahomes. We made that trade. He unknowingly trade raped me, so still recovering from that one. But he's also got Diggs and Mixon. I mean, he's looking good. We're getting closer and closer come playoff time. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this game is definitely number one for a reason. Now, Rob did lose last week, and it was his first loss. So this matchup, pretty much who wins this game is going to be first place. When you're looking at Oh Fill My Cup, it's a team that I think is going to really bounce back from that loss because it's just such a strong team. He's going to go on a rampage here, or maybe he's on a new trend of a downward spiral. This week we'll find out. And then you're looking at This World Is Not Mahomes, another team searching for the right fit at quarterback. To me, it's a managerial decision that's looming large, and it can really make or break this game, that quarterback decision. It's going to be a good number one game. Well, hey, Jake, thanks for joining me. We're going to invite on our chief analyst, Travis Stouffer, and go through our predictions. So let's invite him on now. All right, Travis, welcome to the show. We're ready to dig in to the predictions. But before we do that, aren't you guys interested to know where everyone stands with their predictions? Because we got some good standings. I didn't get to update you last week, but here we go. We've got Travis right now sitting in first. He's at 27-15. It's pretty good. Then we've got Yahoo and myself sitting at 23-19. And our guests, finally pulled up to 500. They're at 21-21. So Bozier, need you to come in hot and put them over. But I guess there's a reason why Travis gets paid the big bucks. So that's why he's sitting on top here. But let's get into this week's games. Starting with number 6, we've got Cool Runnings versus Roger Goodell. Yahoo's got it as a Roger Goodell victory. Bozier, who do you have?
Fantastic pick by Yahoo. I've got Nick winning as well. Roger Goodell all the way.
Yeah, I like Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs over Chubba Hubba Hubba. I'm going with Nick.
A clean sweep to start the show. I've got Roger Goodell myself. Moving on to number 5, Dude Looks Like a Brady versus Woody's Roundup. Yahoo sees it as a Woody's Roundup victory. Bozier, who do you got?
Not so fast, my friend. I've got Dude Looks Like a Brady, man. Brady's going to be on fire Thursday. He's coming back. The divorce is final. Get her out of his head. And, of course, he's playing Lamar, so he's going to win. I'm going to go with myself. Bet on myself on this one.
I mean, that sounds like a fun story, but look, back against the wall. Austin, third most points scored of anyone in the league. Somehow he's 2-5. And I like the Terry McLaurin. I like the Caleb Heineke connection there. McLaurin is back. Austin's team is ready to go. I predict a run. I predict this team is a playoff team, despite the standings right now.
Well, I like the prediction and I like the confidence, but I've got to go with Dude Looks Like a Brady. I agree here. I think Thursday nights have been slow, but the last one kind of picked up the tempo, and it's going to keep going. We're going to have a shootout Thursday night, and you're going to see a lot of points scored for Bozier's team. Let's move to number 4, Prison Mike versus Assault and Battery. Yahoo's got Assault and Battery in this one. Bozier, who do you have?
I've also got Assault and Battery. Man, it sounds like I've got a really bad rap sheet on me when I say that name. But Jake, he's Ed Sheen's look-alike. He's got Hurts. He's got Adams. He's got Jefferson, Waddle. Just so much power. I'm going with Assault and Battery on this one.
One thing I know is that in this league, Josh Allen is undefeated. Is that right? Oh, no, he has one loss. I like Josh Allen. I'm going with Prison Mike. I smell a huge upset right here.
You know what? We must be on the same wavelength here. I think Dalvin Cook knows that he's been traded, feels like he's been disrespected. He puts up 2 touchdowns, and we see Prison Mike pull the squeaker out here. Let's move to our top 3. We've got Cobra Kyler versus Asset Playground. Yahoo has Asset Playground if I'm able to pick up a kicker from the waiver wire. Bozier, who do you got?
Not so fast, my friend. I've got Cobra Kyler in this one. Murray is rolling. Pittman, I think, is going to have a good week because, he's got Sam Ellinger throwing to him, so clearly he's going to get a lot of touches. Hopkins is back, which is absolutely huge. Running back, Jacksonville, and I can't even say his name. Ethan? Doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyways, Alex is going to win.
Alex has a lot of potential. There's a lot of names that people are thinking maybe something special is going to happen with, and it might. But I like the surefire thing here. I'm going with Asset Playground. I don't like the tight end situation right now, but I do like the Philadelphia defense to more than make up for it. I like Walker.
You know what? I'm wearing this jacket because we need to get some swagger back. This team needs some swagger back. I'm going for the swagger back. My team is coming. It's coming for the league. It's coming back to the winning circle. Losing to Zach last week was not a good feeling. But this week, it'll feel nice to put Alex back in his place. I've got myself in this one. Moving to number 2, Say My Name versus Not My Chubby. Yahoo's got Say My Name. Bozier, who do you have?
I also have Say My Name. I think Dave is rolling right now. He's got some serious mojo working. Joe Burrow, Tyreek Hill, Montgomery's starting to come around a little bit more. Ryan has a loaded roster, but I think Dave's going to go for the upset this week.
I like Ryan. I don't know who he's going to pick up at quarterback, but these running backs have been absolutely rock solid this year. You got to imagine Mike Evans is primed up for a big game after that embarrassing drop last week. Him and Brady both got to be pretty fired up. I like Ryan here, and I like him big.
So we're definitely on the same wavelength today. I've got Ryan as well. Not My Chubby takes it for many of the same reasons that you've already stated. Moving to our number 1 premier matchup of the week, Oh Fill My Cup versus This World Is Not Mahomes. This one was a tricky one to try to predict who Yahoo said, but based on the quarterbacks that are out there, Yahoo thinks This World Is Not Mahomes has it. Bozier, who do you got?
Ooh, Man, not knowing who Travis's quarterback is going to be this week, I feel like he's going to pull like a last second. I'm going to change my lineup before the Lord's Supper start thing. I've got Rob winning this one. Obviously, I'm a Lamar hater. Him and Cup and Henry. Yeah, I'm going with Rob on this one.
I don't like that I am facing Rob with his big three, but I don't know. I think the Indianapolis defense saves me here. I think they can shut down Brian Robinson, and I think that is the difference. I like this world is not Mahomes.
I'm on the wavelength here. That's finally come to an end because Fill My Cup shows why he's first place. He's going to get a victory here, but it's going to be a good game. I'm glad this is the number one pick because whoever wins pretty much has first place locked up. It'll be interesting to see who's in first after week 8. Well, fellas, thanks for joining me. It's been fun. Wish you guys good luck out there.
Well, that wraps up our show. It's been an excellent one. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, I do want to thank my guests, Jake, Taco, Travis, and Jake Mosier. I've enjoyed it. Hope you guys have a good week out there. Get 'em.
This is the Paul Watson Project.